Hey, hey,
I'm losing my voice. Hey, lady.
how are you?
Good. How you doing, birthday woman?
Good. Just trying to get back into the swing of things.
Oh
There's
my gosh.
a lot going on.
Trying to catch up on real life again, right?
Work, school, all sports, all of that good stuff.
Gosh. I'm gonna hop on my computer. Let's see.
There's Amy. What's going on, Amy?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good. Oh, is it just? Oh, it's three of us. We gotta set a date to talk.
Yeah, we do. Out of town. I'm out of town this weekend. Um,
Okay, we can figure that out. I was just saying we need to
yeah,
get it.
no, but I
Yeah,
want
you
to
gotta
like
figure it
put
out
it
first.
on the calendar because I will
Right.
continue to forget with everything else going on. So maybe like Tuesday if you're available, Tuesday evening or something, we can jump on Zoom.
Tuesday the 12th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Let me write it down. It's
Are your kids out that day, Renee?
No, I
No.
don't think so. As far as I know, they're not. We
Oh,
have
we're
half
out
day.
for election day.
I don't let me look. Gwinnett County, they have half days today and tomorrow
Oh, okay.
for testing, but let me see. It's a possibility, which actually I usually go in the office on Tuesday, so might have to change that. Approved calendar. Just trying to give it another couple of minutes. Hey, Erica. Hey, Keela.
Hey y'all.
hey.
Hey.
There's just, all right, people are coming. They're coming. Okay. Hey, Jess.
Hey.
See what I got in the corner?
I do. That's so pretty. I'm trying to get on camera now. Look
Ah,
how, oh, wait. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be
my
on camera.
beautiful flowers from just
Look
today.
how gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Should have put on that leopard headband. We could have been twins today.
Man, this head is doing what it wants to do today.
That's me too. I'm like, it is what it is. Y'all lucky it looks presentable. Um, what am I looking for? March? No, we have a digital learning day on the 15th, but yeah, they're in school on the 12th.
Oh, okay.
And we have really no
Are your
days.
kids out on Friday?
What is this? March? Nope, no days off this
Mm,
month. Just
yeah,
digital learning day
Leah's
next.
off on Friday.
Dang.
They called it a independent learning day, something like that.
Did y'all have a fall break too?
Yeah, over President's Day. She got that
Yep.
Friday and Monday.
Those ours too. Dang. That's
Yeah, and
nice.
then they just sent an email the other day telling us this coming Friday will be an independent learning day.
Oh,
And they
so it's
should try to
something.
use it to catch up on any missed assignments.
Wow. I mean, that's nice because I feel like with Tenley and Tatum stuff, it's like if you don't get it done right then and there, it just stuff keeps moving. So it's nice to actually have those days to be able to do that. If not, it's our weekends that we're sitting there trying to play catch up, and it's like got softball tournaments and basketball tournaments. We just don't have time.
Yeah.
I do not miss that. Oh my goodness. I know you are so busy.
But
Woo.
first semester, sixth grade was like the worst. I mean, Temley and I we just barely like survived fall semester, but her grades, like I actually had a parent teacher conference earlier today, and like she was kind of in jeopardy in the fall, but like she was able to pass all of her classes and stuff like that. But like we've been on it. She's got like A's and B's and stuff like that and everything. And so she's kicking ass right now. And those teachers were pretty damn happy with like, I don't know what switch flipped on for her, but they're like, she's on top of everything. She checks her grades on her own to know what's missing. Like she's just on it. So
That's good.
very proud of her. But yeah, the first semester was hell. All right. I don't know that anybody else is going to join, so we can go ahead and get started. I feel like I read this a million years ago, even though it was probably 2 weeks. Definitely going to have to get my notes out. Of course, welcome everyone. And we're talking about Leslie Effing Jones by Leslie Jones. I decided to do the audiobook and the ebook simultaneously. Definitely goes way off script. I mean, that 18-hour audiobook, it was worth it, but it was just like, oh my God, she really goes off script, and it's like you're just sitting there looking at the paragraph. It's like, okay, when are you gonna jump back into what you're actually supposed to be talking about? But I enjoyed it. I don't even know what I rated. Had to have been a 4 or 5, but I found that she was hilarious throughout. I mean, I've loved her and the things that I've seen her in, her stand-up, movies, things like that. I'd actually forgot that she was in Ghostbusters until she mentioned it in the book. Because I was trying to I was listening to it. I think one of my kids was like, why is that dude talking so fast? Because I had it sped up. Right? They're like, why is that dude talking so fast? I'm like, first of all, it's not a dude. And then I had to explain to them, I'm like, you remember the Ghostbusters with the all women all women in the cast? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, this is her. I'm like, okay, kind of clicked for them. But yeah, that was hilarious. What were y'all's general thoughts on the book?
I didn't really care for it. I thought it was too much cursing. And she's just one of those people that I just don't find funny. I may have smiled a couple of times, but I just don't think she's funny.
That's fair. Definitely. I think I anticipated the cussing, especially based on, the title, that she had a whole curse word in there. I was prepared for that. And I find most comedians like to curse in their stand-up and stuff like that. So I think I kind of anticipated that. What I did not anticipate from her was all the crying. Like on the audio, I did not expect her to cry as much as
I
she. It was
told
like,
y'all.
I was like, is she? Yeah. And I'm like, is she for real right now? Because it just kind of, for me, just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, is she crying right now? It just came out of
See,
nowhere.
I love that. I felt like she left it all on the stage for us. Like the way Beyonce comes out and she gave it all. I felt like Leslie's delivering. Y'all know I don't like memoirs.
Yeah.
And I'm especially in the audiobook form. I felt like Leslie was so raw and transparent.
Yes.
And I just respected her for it. And it's funny. I was trying to explain the book to my cousin the other day, and I said, "Or don't read the book. You got to do the audio." I said, "I think the book was in the room with her, but she went so far off. But her tangents when she made herself laugh or when she started crying, I just really appreciated that she didn't edit that out and that she shared that with us."
Yeah. It was
I think she definitely.
Go ahead, Jess.
I was saying, I think she definitely had the book in the room because at points she'd be like, "Well, hold on, y'all. I didn't say this in the book, but I got to tell y'all this."
or just she would say, "Wait, I wrote that."
I
said that word.
I think a couple times there was something about something she learned to say in Polish, and she was like, "That's not how I remember saying it, but that's what y'all put in the book." But anyway, and she just like keep going.
I thought it was funny
Yeah.
the parts where Chris Rock would come in there too, and she'd be like, "Did I say
Oh.
this about you?" or whatever, right? Or that's not how it went. Like either one of them would be like, "That's not how it went," but then they'd kind of go back and forth. So, yeah, I was not expecting the tears. Like I was expecting to definitely laugh, but the crying, I guess the crying as much as she did, because it probably happened at least 3 or 4 times where I was just like, "Is she cry?" I couldn't tell if she was like
No,
being
she's fine or
funny
laughing.
or if
Yeah.
she's crying. Yeah, I'm like, "Are you laughing or are you crying?" And she was definitely crying, but. Um, yeah, I
Yeah, I
definitely enjoy that.
I enjoyed learning about her. I had no idea she was such a prolific athlete. I,
Yes, I was. That's
I was shocked.
yes,
Um, of course, her background was interesting because I really didn't know anything about her. I don't watch movies. I don't watch Saturday Night Live, but of course,
yeah.
I knew who she was. But I didn't really know anything. So learning that she was such a phenomenal basketball player, I enjoyed. And I didn't know she was a Kappa sweetheart. Like I was shocked when she said that. So I learned so much about her, and it just made me feel more sympathetic because I feel like there's been times where she said things and people have been quick to cancel her,
Hmm.
and I didn't necessarily go one way or another with the opinion because I don't follow her, and I felt like now I probably would defend her more.
Yeah, I was very surprised about her being a collegiate athlete. Like, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like to see where she came from, and all that she went through, and the impact that her coaches had on her and stuff like that too. I thought that I could relate to that, so I really enjoyed learning that about her.
That's a good
So all of what Erica said about learning about her and enjoying the transparency, the crying, the laughing, all of that, except for I do love memoirs, but everything else that Erica said is a ditto. And I mean, I think I enjoyed the book. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm in the car. I enjoyed the book more than I enjoy her actual comedy. Like I've seen a few skits here and there on SNL. I don't really watch it. Um, I haven't seen a whole lot of her work, but here and there. And the book was to me was so much funnier than the stuff that I've seen her do. I don't dislike her, but I didn't just really know a whole lot about her. And this I enjoyed learning about her. I enjoyed all the stuff that she had me laughing about. I enjoyed the transparency with the tears, and even the point of her saying, she missed her parents tremendously, but she's glad they're not suffering.
Hmm.
All of it, all of it. I just, even the fact that it's extremely long, and y'all know how I get about stuff that's overly long, but it was just so fun to me. I was like, eventually I put the book down until I wanted to highlight something, because I'm like, she's got so much more in there. Then you look at a paragraph and then you think she's like pages past that, and it's like, nope, next paragraph. Okay, let
Keep
me get back to
freestyling.
what I'm supposed to be reading.
Yes. That's I was like, I felt like I would sit at these paragraphs for her to continue and just look at it and just look at it and just look at it. And she would just go on for like 5 minutes about something and be like, okay, and then jump right back into where she was. But I'm like, oh my God, she definitely is going off script here.
Another thing I loved about it, and I read it in November, so I don't remember a lot of detail because y'all know how many things I've read since
Mhm.
November. But I love the moments when she would say things like, and y'all should have seen me. My hair was so pretty, or my outfit was so this. I loved how she spoke life into herself because so much of her identity is the ugly chick. Like because I don't watch Saturday Night Live, one of the things I remember is the seeing on Instagram the skit she did with Drake, where she's acting like she's all in love with him and he's looking scared of her. I don't know if y'all remember her way back in the day from Mo Money, but that's always, she's been typecast as the ugly girl. And to hear her speak about herself and say, y'all should have seen how pretty my hair was that day, or this outfit was so nice. I
Mhm.
loved how she championed for herself. She she seemed so comfortable in her skin, and I was sold. She completely sold me on that.
Yeah.
And speaking of her being like the ugly chick, when she was like, Jamie, did you, was I your inspiration for Wanda? And I was like, yeah, she seemed like she could have been.
Right.
I say as and I guess one of the few avid SNL fans on the line, I really enjoyed hearing about her time there and how, traditionally it's a younger cast and she was older when she joined the cast. And so the parts where she was like, you know, these little kids, like, y'all can't just talk to me any kind of way, or, you know, I'm not just, I had a career coming into this. This isn't the stepping stone, you know, that it is for a lot of younger comedians. And then, you know, how that all played out and her leaving SNL. So I really enjoyed hearing, because I actually wondered, like, what happened to her, you know, when she left. So I enjoyed that part.
And I thought she was on SNL for longer than she said. Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Amy.
I was
same.
just, I had to Google her because I think I kept confusing her with another actress, and I don't know why. So when she said she was in Coming to America, I was like, oh, I remember you now, because I didn't watch Ghostbusters, didn't watch Saturday Night Live, but I enjoyed the book. I would not have read it had it not been a book club selection. However, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so many people had read it, especially in this group, had read it prior, and I was like, you know what? A change of pace from all the romance and things that we do during the year. I was like, we need something funny. And I typically do a memoir once a year. Usually it's January to kick off. But yeah, I just felt like something funny would be good for February, so wanted
I
to try.
appreciated her talking about how, and I can't remember which comedian gave her this advice, but that she needed to continue to work, gain life experience, and work on her craft. Like, you
Demi
couldn't
Lovato.
just be solely focused on your craft, being this whole starving artist. Like, girl, you got bills and you need to, like I said, experience life. So I enjoyed hearing about her Roscoe fights and nothing. That was funny. That was hilarious.
No, when she was talking about the ice cream machine, and it made me think, oh, okay, so the ice cream machine at McDonald's isn't always broke. It's just people don't want to clean it. And when she cursed out that manager because he was like, why'd you clean the ice cream machine so early? And she was like, look here, I have the little bit of respect for you because you're my manager, but you're a white boy. You're not going to be talking to me like that.
Like, okay. Yeah, I just love that she just said, this is me. I'm gonna give it to you who I am, knowing that a lot of people wouldn't receive the profanity, wouldn't appreciate the tears. I think that she was unapologetically Leslie, and I just really respected it. I thought that she probably knew that she wouldn't have some commercial success with the profanity and different things, but that I'm not going to make myself small or try to make myself more palatable for certain people. I just really like that. It was Leslie just talking, and we just happened to be eavesdropping.
Really?
Like she was just doing her own thing, and we just happened to get a glimpse of it. And I appreciated that about her.
And she was enjoying it, didn't care if nobody else enjoyed it or not. She was just cracking herself up.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna have
and I like those kind of people. I love people who crack themselves up and you start laughing at them laughing. You don't even know what they said or if it was funny. But if they start laughing at themselves, I like that type of person because I agree. I don't know her comedy. I've never seen her do stand up. I wouldn't know what her shtick is. But I really liked that she was making herself laugh. And I was like, oh, that wasn't funny. But then the more she laughed, it got funny.
I would also laugh at her like exposing everybody's smoking habits because she'll be like, yeah, such and such, we're smoking weed. And I was like, how do you know that person wants that? She exposed like 3 different people in the book and was like, yeah, I was in the office with such and such and they was just smoking weed and whatever.
Now that did crack me up when she said, I don't know how I'm gonna die, but I feel like I'm gonna be high in a hotel room and get caught up in a curtain and it's gonna be something dumb that I die from. Like, what? You know, she just, but I think I agree. I've never really, sorry, Blue is in the corner barking. I never really have paid attention to her comedy either. I did watch her on SNL, but I think I got more familiar with her when she was doing all that Olympics commentary. Like that was when when everybody was commenting on all that stuff, and she would just go like this live commentary of this stuff. That's when I got more familiar with her. But I've never seen Ghostbusters, but I know who she is, you know.
Yeah.
So now I do have a much different, girl, these dogs, a much different appreciation for her, especially when she was talking about her roles at SNL and was like, they would always make me the loud black girl. Like, why couldn't I play these other characters that Cecily and all these other people played? And I was like, she's right. I've been conditioned to it too, that she's just the big loud black girl. And she's like, I'm more than that. It gave me a different respect for her because I think I was seeing her the way they were portraying her. She's like, nah. And I think towards the end, she said, I don't do quantity, I do quality. So you're not going to see me in everything because I'm not just doing anything.
Yeah.
I like that for her.
And I'm
Yeah,
glad
I
to
think
see
she
that
was another representation of an awkward black girl that we hadn't seen presented in that package. But I think she was a voice for a lot of young women. You know, even like, of course, I can't relate to being the tallest person in the room or feeling like I'm taller than all the boys. I feel like sometimes those girls growing into young women don't necessarily have a voice. And I get sad when I see a really tall woman kind of curve her shoulders and try to make herself small. I'm like, put your shoulders back, stand up, be tall, be a warrior. And I think that hearing it from her validated so many young women that needed to hear that.
I thought about that yesterday. I took a picture at the conference and there were a bunch of they put me in the middle and I was the tallest. And I cocked that knee and I said, I'm standing up. And when you put me in the picture, I'm like, I am tall with all the smalls. But I immediately had kicked my hip to the side to take me down a notch. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Y'all put me in the middle. I got on this red dress. I'm gonna stand out in the middle of everybody in this picture. And I'm not even nearly as tall as Leslie, but
I like the story she told of when she was a little girl, how her best friend's mother was calling her Blackie, and she didn't have any idea that meant. That was sad, but I liked how she turned around because she then became a mentee to other girls that their mothers brought them to her. I like that part, that she took it and she like paid it forward.
Yeah. The stories of her getting caught with weed too. I forgot about those. Like, not only is she exposing us, but then her getting caught twice with that. Like, dude at the border was like, if you'd have just been honest, I would have just given you a citation to be on your way. But since you lied, like,
and you're in a whole other country.
Right.
I want to know if the girl who she had the issues with on the basketball team has read this book.
I do.
Read
I
it.
wonder
I
that too.
believe she did.
She called her every name that I think she probably earned.
Somebody's told her by now, at least.
Oh yeah. Girl, Leslie talked about you bad at that book. But she deserved it.
Yeah.
She did.
She tried to other her too.
When she said the coach showed up at her door. I laughed so hard at that about what you doing? You're skipping class and coach is at your door. And then when her dad was like, a comedian, you're not funny, I'm funny. Maybe I should be a comedian.
You ain't never made me laugh.
Right, yeah. Look at her now.
I think the funniest was when she was at the club and she said she was high. And she said she could not say anything. She was just standing up there. And then she was like, well, y'all have a good night. I
died. Yeah, she's funny.
Oh my God.
I know the audiobook won, I think it was the audiobook awards or something, or the audio awards or something like that. And she won for this audiobook. So I was happy to see that. And I do kind of feel like that, like, she's not as well known as a comedian. Like you said, like a lot of us weren't familiar with her work outside of, I mean, I think I've seen Ghostbusters. I've never seen her on SNL, but I knew who she was. Just wasn't familiar with, you know, her come up and some of the work that she's done. But I'm hoping that this book takes off in a way for her that she gets that success. Because I mean, it's hilarious. Like, she definitely deserved to win that audiobook award. I didn't even know
wonder-
audiobook awards were a thing, honestly, until this year. It's like everybody was popping up. Oh, I've been nominated for that. I'm like, where did this come from? Because I've never heard of these awards before.
I hadn't heard of it before until
Yeah.
Beyonce's daughter won for one of those audiobooks, her role on the audiobook.
Oh, wow.
I'm always looking to see if Bonnie has been nominated or won.
She was. She
Yes.
had 3 books, and I didn't know she did One Blood because I saw Bonnie.
Yeah.
And One Blood was one of the ones that she was nominated for, and I was like, oh, I have it, but I was like, I haven't read it yet. But I'm like, I'm gonna bump it up now that I know
Yeah,
she.
do the audio. I did the audio, and
I have both.
it was so rich and enjoyable. The narration was phenomenal, and I think it made the story better.
Yeah, Bonnie goes down as my favorite narrator. And speaking of narration, this is completely off topic, but I'm still listening to One Summer in Savannah. Have y'all listened to that audio of that?
Listening to it right now, it has me totally sucked in.
It is good, but does it not sound like Siri talking to y'all? Like,
Yes,
it's so
storyline has me completely sucked in, but the
Oh,
lady, the narrator, yeah.
Yeah, the narrator is not so good. I'm like, I want her as good as the book is, and I'm still sucked in. Like, it's not affecting me. I just have it on 1.6. But I want her to re-record that because I feel like another narrator would do this book even more justice. It's a great story. It's just the narrator sounds very robotic. And it's just like,
oh, that sucks. Yeah, I did the ebook.
it's just,
I will say I think her book that's coming out, I can't remember what it's called. I did the arc for it. I think it's better. I think it's a better book, but I loved One Summer in Savannah.
It comes out this summer, doesn't it? The new one?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
I
I'm
think
about
we
to
all
look it
got
up.
my Goodreads.
Not all, but a number of us got the art.
Yeah, I got the arc too when somebody was like, it's out there.
Long after we are gone.
Yeah,
Yes.
long after we are gone. It's one of those books where I say to you, Renee, this is a Renee book.
Yep.
You are going to eat it up. It's multi-generational. It's a little bit of
Gone.
Long after we are gone.
I'm about to see when it comes out because I'm like,
yeah, I read it in December. It says it comes out May 14th.
let me see what I got on the book club schedule for.
Yeah, it was one that it took me about 6 weeks to finish it because I did it in small chunks because it's a lot. It's heavy.
Okay.
So I did like a chapter a day and I wouldn't give a lot of time to it. And finally I got close and I said, okay, go ahead and finish it. But the whole time I was reading, I was like, oh, Renee's gonna love this.
Trying to see May. So that would probably be a June book. I could swing that.
Yeah, you can.
Is it a lot of romance or no?
Not traditional romance. There's not a traditional love story, which I love unconventional love stories. There's a lot of love and people you're going to root for them, but it ain't cute.
I'm just, because I'm like,
women's fiction, more women's fiction.
Yeah, because we have, the partner plot, and then this could be us. So I'm trying not, and I'm gonna do A Legend in the Baking, which is the sequel to that other baking book that we read like 2 summers ago or whatever. So I'm just trying to have
what is it? Fake it till you bake
romance.
it?
Yeah, fake it till you bake it.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Yes.
I didn't read it with y'all. I read it way after y'all. I did not like that book. I wanted to fight. I'm not gonna read the sequel.
Yeah, that book frustrated me. I ended up liking it, but I was frustrated. I was like, oh my God, just come on.
And Jess and I have not read the first book, the Kennedy Ryan book. So you might not see us for that second book.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I need to read it. I'm
I'm surprised.
I don't want to go down by myself.
I'm trying to finish.
You can read the new one without having read the first one.
Can you?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll do that then.
Is the new one on a book club list? On the book club list?
Yes, you talking about? Wait, for who? Sorry,
Kenny Ryan.
Yes, for April.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
so I need to read the first one like now. Like
you don't have to.
I'm reading
on my list. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
I'm over here trying to reorganize and figure out how I can fit that one in there. So that's what I'm focused on right now. Sorry.
I have 2 days left on Ricky Wild, and I'm like, I have to finish it. I can't let it go back and forth. Or I'm gonna have to buy it. It's good. I'm enjoying it.
It was good.
Yeah, I did an arc for that one. I'm loving seeing people finally get like to experience it because I tried not to give it away. When people were asking me about it, I was like, it's just not what you expected. And definitely don't go in with 7 Days in June in your head. Give it its own space to be its own book. And so it was one of my favorite arcs last year. So I'm really excited to see other people getting to experience it.
I like that about Tia though, that none of the 4 books I've read, they haven't been, well, maybe Accidental Diva and Perfect Fine, maybe. But I think they're all very different. I like them. I like that.
Yeah, I like that about her.
I do too.
She has a lot of range.
Back to Leslie really quick. Her in the battles with her brother's baby mama, the baby mamas and the girlfriends. It makes me think like, dang, what is your relationship with the baby mama now? Like, how old is was it a niece? I think it was a niece. I just wonder about family dynamics now, you know, especially with her brother having passed away. How has she been able to maintain those relationships? And is it still drama with that baby mama?
I want to know where Richard is, him and his funky mama.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Erica, I did think about you there.
Because I'll cuss out somebody's mother in a minute.
I did think about you for a second.
Yeah.
They had some hilarious. That Pizza Hut incident where she jumped on that the person that cussed at her mom. They put onions on the mom. You're looking They put onions on the mother's pizza and she took it back. And the teenager at the cash register started cussing at her. And she was like, what? And she grabbed it and her mom was like, oh my God.
That was funny.
Yeah, I was trying to, when I was describing Leslie's audiobook to my cousin, I said, it felt like you were in a hood bar with one of your best friends or a speakeasy where Gabrielle Union, I loved her. We're going to need more wine, but it felt like you were at a sophisticated wine bar. I said, there was just a different feel. The authenticity was there for both, but I definitely felt like I was in a dark, smoky room listening to my friend on the end of a hard week. Like, girl, let me tell you who had me effed up. That's the energy Leslie gave me.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing I liked about her too is I feel like if I gotta go to war, I want her on my side. She would have my back, and I love that about her. That I feel like she would hold me down.
Yep.
So she don't take no mess. When the man told her to buck her eyes, and she went.
Yes.
She takes no mess.
She takes no mess, but also she's not gonna be phony or be on your side if you're wrong. She's like, I'm gonna do what's right, even if it's not popular. And I like that. That if I wasn't right, she would call me out. But if I was, there's nothing she wouldn't do to defend me and say, no, this is right. I felt like she just led with a lot of integrity. At least that's how she presented herself.
Yeah. And when she started talking about those hemorrhoids, I was like, okay,
babies.
Was going through it, boy.
And I was like,
I appreciated that. I was like, it is a lot of detail, but then I was like, well, I appreciate that because, like she said, I know this is a lot, but this is going to help somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There are so many people that probably are going through that and either don't know what to do or they don't want to talk about it or like,
what was the man's name? Merle. I was dying. I was in here hollering like, oh my God, this is hilarious. But she's right. I mean, if it helps somebody else out. Don't suffer through it. Like, go get
He
it
went
done.
into a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
She also had me cracking up when she was talking about the set of Ghostbusters, and Bill Murray was like, that backpack ain't heavy. And she basically wanted to be like, the fuck it ain't heavy. Like, shut up. You wanted to snap on him so bad. I'm like, you see this heavy ass book bag I got on? Like,
She was good.
I
She
didn't
had a
realize
lot
it
of good
got
points because she
that
even talked.
bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying she had a lot of good points because she even talked about the discrepancy in like pay, right, for that movie. Because she was like, I know that the other actresses are more popular, but damn, $65,000 for a movie that you know.
what she ended up
Like we're
getting at the
doing the
time?
same thing.
I think like 150 maybe. Or
Okay, yeah.
That's
Negotiate.
still crazy to me.
it's
I
still
mean,
low.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the
yeah.
things.
She was like, we're doing the same thing. I know they're more
Yep.
popular. We're doing the same thing.
Yep.
I didn't realize it got that bad for her. Like she said, it's a movie. I didn't realize she actually had death threats. I knew that people talk trash about, first of all, women doing it, and especially about a Black woman being in it. I had no idea it got as horrible as it did for her. I don't remember hearing about death threats and
Yeah,
all
I
that.
didn't know
And
about that
that's so
either.
ridiculous.
It
But
is.
I was glad she shared that.
You
I
know
would
how
love
the others get when you remake something
Yeah.
and they don't let you put a Black person in something that they think is theirs.
I would
A
love to
6-foot Black woman who cusses like a sailor. They were like, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, that came out in 2016. So
I would love to hear Hallie's story of what happened to her while they was making Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Oh, they still going. You see
They
her
are.
baby daddy's arguing with that guy that said she looked like ET.
Oh yeah, I saw
I'm
that.
like, oh my
Who looks like
goodness.
Baby daddy said, I'm smoking on your mama. I said, oh
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yeah, they've been scraping. I don't even know who the white is. It just a
I
random
have no
white guy
idea
or is
who
he
the white man
somebody?
is.
I just happened to see that he tweeted that she looked like ET.
Oh
Or
God.
they said something like when the new Little Mermaid looks like ET, something like that. When did they
Yeah.
start letting ugly people be a mermaid? And her baby
Oh.
daddy caught wind of it. And it's the one time I liked him because he was ready to tussle.
And see, that's where they really get you twisted, because mermaids were not pretty in traditional stories of them. They look like monsters.
Right.
Have y'all ever seen that? Like, they were
Yeah,
not
women in their
these
movies.
siren type creatures, and they've morphed into that. But the original mermaid concept was not. They look like witches.
But for real, mermaids aren't even real. So what difference
And
does
that's
it
what
make
she
Right.
whether
said.
they're black
that
or
part.
white?
Exactly.
You
Right.
know?
That part.
And neither are Ghostbusters.
Right.
That part.
And
A
she said
big
that she was like, they're not
marshmallow
even
puff.
real.
A marshmallow puff walking down the street. Come on, man.
Marshmallow Man.
I liked her coaching stories too. I
Yeah.
just did not
Oh,
realize
she's
she
good
did
at
all that
that.
stuff. And how she talked about the father coach, where she's trying to coach and the father is telling the child, do this and do that. And I thought about my husband hates that. When he used to coach, he's like, I can't stand it when the fathers come up and try to tell the kids what to do because I already have a plan. This is what works. Leave them alone.
That's
They
our
need to listen to me, not to you.
that's our dugout every day. You see the dads coming up behind. You do this, you do that. I'm like, just let them be. They're gonna have to learn. Like,
Mhm.
you got it. They got coaches here that know the game and are completely capable. I played myself. Like, just trust us. They can't help themselves. Just
I
pacing behind the
Put
dugout.
more pressure on the kids.
I dated a guy who was one of those dads, and he told his daughter one day, Alexis, something, something, something. She said, she turned, she was like, Daddy, I'm listening to what my coach is telling me.
Oh, good for her.
And the whole little side of the basketball court was like, ooh. And he was like,
Hilarious.
my bad, my bad, my
That
bad.
sounds like our girls are pretty saucy at times too. So when I was getting ready to go on my trip, I dropped Tinley off to practice that Thursday, but I had jeans on, so they knew I wasn't staying. Like, I got to get up early in the morning. So I was like, yeah, y'all, I call, we have 5 pitchers, 3 catchers. I call all of the pitches during the game, give them signs, all of that stuff, right? So they know, like, this is what I do. Um, So I told him, like, y'all know we got a scrimmage on next Saturday, but I'm coming back. I won't be there. So the one of the pitchers goes, "We're gonna lose. You're not gonna be here." And then Bailey, which is her dad is the head coach of the team, and she was like, "My dad sucks at calling pitches," and I was just like,
Oh, Jesus.
"Oh my
Oh.
God." It's like I have such a great relationship with them, and I know what to call, and like we're like this, so it works seamlessly when I call pitches for them, so they know, like. But it was just hilarious to hear them talk about the guys like, we're gonna lose, and my dad sucks. I'm like, oh my God. Please don't tell him that. But yeah, they be knowing. Leave me alone.
My nephew got so mad one night during a football game. This is my husband's sister's son who used to live with us for a while. And there's a different dynamic with his dad. It's one of those on again, off again dads. And when we had him here in private school, of course, the dad showed up for all the football games, but for nothing else at school. So one night they're at a game. I think he was in high school by then, and his dad is always up and down the fence yelling at him and stuff. And one day my nephew runs across the field and goes, "Shut up.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh God, no, you can't do that. But it was funny.
Did he get in trouble?
No.
Oh, good.
He did not.
Had enough.
Different dynamic. But you're bothering him and he's trying to do what the coach is saying to do. And he's like, just shut up. It's like, no, you can't do that. But in the back of my mind, I was laughing so hard.
They forget it's a game and they're learning.
Yes. Exactly.
I eventually just block it out. Like I couldn't hear my mom tell me nothing. If I'm in the game, I just block her out. Plus, she never played, so it's like you can't tell me more about the game. You never play. I mean, you watch it and you know about it, but you can't tell me more. It's like I've been playing this for years.
Some people just don't know how to block stuff out.
Yeah, because it was constant. Yeah, I just had to.
I could do that well with my mom too. I mean, but everybody can't do that,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any other final thoughts about Leslie before we move on?
Oh, her kicking the puppy. That was
Oh, she cried so hard about that.
Yeah, how that still affects her.
That broke my heart.
Yeah.
That she still felt, but the way she related it of it being someone took away her power and or hurt her, whatever she said, and she was like, I didn't know what else to do. Oh, poor thing. And she doesn't even really remember it, right? Or did she? Did she say
she did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she
didn't know why.
Yeah, she didn't know why.
She started kicking the puppy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, her crying moments. I was like, "Oh, girl, it's okay, girl.
Yeah,
it's okay." Like
because it would just come. Yeah, it was like one day she's joking, 1 minute she's joking, and then it's just like,
I'm trying not to cry.
Are we laughing or are you really crying? Like
I think that was the first cry in the book about the puppy, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
wow."
That's part of why it gave me the bar vibe. Like she had a tequila shot, got all emotional, and just fell apart. But I loved it. I just loved that she did not choose to edit that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when it feels like they're sitting there talking to me.
Yeah, conversational. Yeah, it's just like we're friends kicking back and just having a good time.
Hers was definitely conversational. When I first started trying to read along with it, I was like, "Oh, ooh, okay, we're back." And then eventually I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna no. The book will be for if I want to highlight a phrase or something."
I think that would be if I were to interview her. That's one thing I would want to know is the process of the audiobook. Like, did you go in there and they're like, you just went off script and that was it? They just kind of, you know what I'm saying? I want to know how that came about because you go from a book that probably could have been 10, 12 hours to 18. Like, that's a lot of, so it's kind of like, I'm sure there's probably more story that we didn't even get, that she was probably rambling on about, but I'm just wondering how that worked in the session. Like, if she just said, I'm going to wing it and say whatever I want or if it
She
just
said that she goes off script. She doesn't like having a
Oh, the notes.
not a run
Yeah.
of show,
The set
the
list.
set list. Yeah. She kind of had to be forced to have one because she didn't like having it because she's like, as you can see here, I go off script.
I think
I
that was
can
another
imagine
thing
her
too.
legal team probably had to make her trim some stuff. She probably
Yeah.
aired some stuff.
Yeah.
And legal probably was
Like,
like,
well,
all
I
right,
don't
take
think
that
he
one out.
smokes anymore, but he was smoking.
Right. I was like, there's probably way more people that got exposed in that book too.
Yeah.
And that was also actually another thing that I thought of is learning about like her being a writer on SNL and like how that came about, like how she started there and just what a genius writer she was too, that she, did all of that and yeah, that was pretty cool to learn about that behind the scenes.
She has quite a resume.
Mhm.
Yeah. What is
Things
she
I
doing
had.
now? Still writing or just kind of?
That's a good
Where is she
question.
now?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw her do a little bit of promo like when she was on the Breakfast Club, but I don't follow her on social media or anything. I did see a TikTok right after I read her book where a young woman highlights her favorite styles and red carpet looks for famous women, and somebody said, "Do Leslie." And she showed her in some phenomenal red carpet looks. And I could just hear her saying, and y'all should have seen how good I looked. And Leslie did come into, I think actually Leslie asked her, she said, do me. She came into the comments and was like, you did a really good job. But I was like, she's not somebody that I think of as a fashionista, but
Yeah.
she has some looks on the red carpet and she's daring. She does high splits, really high heels and things. I just really like how she just seems so comfortable in her skin.
And that's
Well,
so good to hear because they don't show her a lot.
yeah. And she had problems with designers actually having or giving her stuff. So I think Christian Siriano was one of the first designers that dressed her. And she was happy about that because she couldn't find anybody to send her things because of her body type. And folks didn't see her as, glamorous. They saw her as the ugly Black girl, as we talked about earlier.
He always comes through for the girls who don't have the traditional body.
Yeah.
He never misses. Never.
I love him.
And I've loved him day one on Project Runway.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that
he's
was
a
one
real
of my
people.
favorite
Like
things.
I remember his stuff
Yep.
being a list. Like for me, he was like for the people, you know what I'm saying? The average person.
I miss Payless.
Too, honestly. I was like, back in the day, they were like one of the few places that carried size 11s and stuff. I was like,
Or you
I've
go get you
heard
some
that.
little,
I've heard
some
that.
little quick shoes, the little diables, whatever you had to go get
Oh,
from
yeah.
Payless.
Yeah, and I absolutely both of my kids. Oh, it's Easter. We're going to Payless.
Some black
And,
patent leather
you know,
Mary Janes.
you get up to the counter and they're like, "Well, the tights are 3 for $5. Well, let me get some tights. Then I buy a hair bow. Might as well get the umbrella." Payless used to get all my money.
I
right.
do miss Payless. Cause it'd be like that last minute, like, oh, I don't have nothing to wear. Let me go see what Payless got.
Right, and they started getting bigger names and some better quality stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at just the stuff she's been in. She talked about Lottery Ticket. I did not know she was in Sing, the cartoon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's
how to
Gina's mother is the character that she voiced. She was in Sing 1 and Sing 2.
Oh, okay.
I need to watch Queen Pins. I've seen that on Netflix.
When she mentioned how SNL was writing her as the same person all the time, I started remembering that. And I never watched SNL a lot, here and there, typically when I want to see some specific person's monologue. But I've seen some skits here and there. And when she was saying that, I was like, that is absolutely right. They have her as the same person all the time. The loud one or the buck your eyes one or whatever.
Well, I
Which
feel
is
they
really
both
unfortunate.
Yeah.
is. I feel they all play the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay and the other guy. I kind of don't really watch it.
Mina's mom was the elephant, the elephant's mom. That's Mina's mom. I forgot what character that was. I like the elephant.
Mina.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go watch it again.
Dang, I know. That's my movie. I'm like, oh, she plays? Okay. The elephant.
Oh, and sing?
Yeah.
Oh,
The,
okay.
the elephant's mom, or the,
I don't think I've seen Sing. I was
Oh,
thinking of Soul.
so good.
I haven't seen Sing. Okay, I have to go watch it then. Because
Yeah, it's good.
I do love those. That's like it's like, what's the other one I like? What's the one I like? With the feelings.
Oh,
Inside Out. I love that movie.
have you
Inside
seen
Out?
Elemental?
No. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. No, I'll see that one too.
That's a good one. When you talked
Okay.
about feeling, it's kind of like that. It's like, fire and whatever.
Is that the name of the other one I'm thinking
But-
about with Tina Fey and not Tina Fey with
I know what you're talking about.
It's something with
The one
control.
with the emotions, but I can't.
yeah.
Oh,
With Gloom or whatever her name was, always moping around. Amy Poehler played that one, I think. Oh, no, Amy Poehler played the fun one. Oh, what's the name of that? It's not
My
Inside
God.
Out.
Inside Out.
It is Inside Out.
Inside.
Okay,
That's it.
I
Yeah.
love that one.
Elemental's good though too.
Okay,
That
I
one
can watch
in
that.
the last couple of years, that one's good too. Yep. Inside Out. That was a good one. All right, what's everybody reading?
I think I said earlier I was trying to finish up Ricky Wow. I'm enjoying that. And then I started because I had the audio of it on Libby, The American Daughters by Maurice Carlos Ruffin. I started that today too. But then I was like, oh wait, you need to finish Ricky Wow because it goes back in 2 days. So I stopped it. But it's been good so far.
I just started The Housemaid.
Mm.
Yeah.
We read that already.
Read that
On my
one.
list, I haven't started it yet.
You can
trying to
stop with that one.
Stop at that one.
The next one wasn't.
Book 2 is like, yeah,
Book
okay.
2 was like, okay, this
Like-
is you're trying way
Like
too
you
hard.
just owed them another book, huh?
Yeah.
And a
Which is
third
why I
one
waited
come
more
out
than a
this
year to
summer.
read it.
Yeah, the third one's on the way. I'm gonna go ahead and read the third one just to see what happens. Maybe they'll tie it up. It might be that sophomore slump, but that second one was like, not really, girl. But the first one, I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
did too.
I just finished reading A Woman Is No Man, which
Oh,
is
that's a heavy one.
really good. That's really good.
I read that a few years ago. That was heavy.
I read that one too. I was trying to figure out if we did that as a book club or not, but
What was
I
it
don't think
called?
we did.
Woman Is No
A
Man.
Woman Is No Man.
Oh, it's no.
I've heard of that one.
It's really
I
good.
haven't read that one yet. I'm doing it was as Alexandria Warren or Alexandra Warren. That's a short one, A Tale of Two Cities, the Valentine one. I think I'm going to do RuPaul next since it was available at the library so quickly. But I had
That
got to finish
Alexandra
that
Warren
Henrietta
series is
Lacks
good.
book for the Amazon challenge. I keep putting it to the side for other
Alright,
books
is
that
there
I need.
another
Oh,
one
you
coming
haven't read
out?
that yet?
Mm-mm. I started it, and then I was like, I got to read some other stuff. And then February came, and I was like, I can't be reading this in February. It's
Yeah.
about a black woman, but a black woman didn't write it, so I gotta.
I almost toyed with reading all women for Women's History Month this month, but I was like, I can't. I was like, I read mostly women all the time, but I've got a couple of library holds that are males, so I have to. Y'all know.
I'm reading
Go
Jason
ahead.
Reynolds. I'm reading Jason Reynolds that finally came open in my library, and All American Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I just
also
read
reading
that.
When Crack is King, but I might end up getting that snatched away from me because I think I only got a day left, and I haven't really invested a lot of time in it because All American Boys has me in a chokehold. Well, that
It's
and right
really
now I'm watching.
good.
Yep. I put it up after I saw your post too.
Okay. It's a really good one also.
I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
think I'm
I'm
finished
Caribbean
Black
book club
AF
now.
history.
Ah, that's so good.
one I forgot last month.
I
It's
It
got
so
is,
mine.
and I
good.
want the audiobook to push me to read it faster. So it's taking me longer, but that and what is it? One Summer in Savannah, and then I have like 10,000 library holds.
Same. I
Or
can't even put them on
I don't
hold.
even not holds, but I have like 10,000 library loans. I don't even yeah, I'm
Same.
not figured out how, at least on my iPad, to download a book, put it on airplane mode, take it off real quick, download some more, put it back on, and not lose my book.
Wow.
I,
Oh,
I
why
messed
it works.
I messed up my streak. I
Yeah.
listened to
That
No.
Leslie. I
readers were such
know.
scammers.
I listened to Leslie on Sunday and I didn't flip through some Kindle pages.
Oh, bro, go fix it.
Oh
Go do the
man.
hack.
I
Take it
have
off.
Bro, you know,
tried. It
Yes.
remember I
won't.
broke mine in December. It was because I did a book on
Yep.
Everink,
Yep.
but I didn't open
Mhm.
my Kindle.
It
Oh,
won't
I was like, ain't
go.
no way.
I have tried. My Kindle has been on March 3rd for 3 days.
Oh, girl, they
And
figured it out.
still will
Oh,
not
wow.
update to
They
the
Why?
figured
to
What
give me
did you
my day
do?
back.
I don't understand what you did for that to happen.
I didn't read Kindle. Oh, you can go back and like change the date
Oh,
and get
okay.
your streak back, and it
Yeah.
just it will not. And I've been like furiously like update, turn it off, and it won't
Yeah,
do
they
it.
must have figured out that
They
trick and
figured
said,
out what
It
it
look,
is.
figured it out,
Yeah.
and it's still saying I have read for 3 days in a row. It was like 452 days or whatever.
Oh, the agony.
I'm
Oh
so
no.
upset, but I'm like, oh well, I'm just gonna go
Yeah,
from here.
I have an arc that I'm reading. What's it called? When I Think of You by Maya Ariel.
Mm.
So I've been doing that. I make sure I read a chapter of that every morning. It's cute. Um, it's giving vibes of, it doesn't sound like the woman, the author is used to being around Black people. And
Mhm.
so she's giving it this cutesy rom-com feel that doesn't necessarily feel like us, but then she'd be like, oh, but they had tawny skin. And like the male lead is biracial. But it's a little silly for my taste, but I could see where she's with how she's trying to make it funny. It feels like she's just really trying to go for crossover appeal. So I haven't been rushing to finish it because I've been trying to commit myself to do 2 arcs a month. And so I'm doing that one. And then I started The Unquiet Bones by Laura Ann White. It was just released yesterday. And I stopped everything to read that because I love her.
Are you getting your arts from Net Galley? Where are you getting them from?
Yeah, NetGalley.
Okay.
I don't have a great, what do they call it?
Rating?
The review ratio.
Yeah.
Mine is low. So I've made myself one commit to reading 2 per month, and also don't ask for it unless I'm gonna stop everything and read it right now. Like I have to stop just going, oh, I'm gonna ask for that. Because I feel like I'm wasting everybody's time. I did get an arc in the mail the other day from Penguin Random House, so I totally forgot I requested it. And they sent a physical book, and I'm like, oh, I don't like physical books. So I'm gonna try to make myself read it since they did pay for postage. But yeah, I do NetGalley.
Well, my job has this thing, I guess they do it once a month called Fellows Friday. So it's like people that are fellows through we had a bunch of fellowships, but the author of this book is on this Fellows Friday. And I haven't even started it, but I'm still gonna go to Fellows Friday.
you still
I was
The
like,
author.
I
yeah,
thought you started it.
I didn't even start it. I was like, yeah, I had a whole lot going on the last couple weeks, but I'm still gonna listen to her talk.
Who's the author?
Tanisha C. Ford.
I want that. I need to go ahead and buy it. I'm
Yeah.
tripping.
So I'm gonna still go watch it. But and she's probably won't talk about the book much. She's probably gonna talk more about her research and all, because that's probably what we paid her for. But yeah. So
Need to see
I was
what
like,
she's
well,
talking
I
about.
knew it, and it's been just sitting on the corner of my desk. I'm like, girl, you're not gonna get to that book.
psyching
My
yourself
cousin
out.
was telling me the other day, like, I'm trying to read more, and I really think my problem is I just don't make a list. I said, girl, you're gonna make that list and not touch that list.
And not
I said, you're
touch it.
gonna get distracted by something you see on social media and forget the 100 books on the list. I said, go ahead and waste your time and make the list. That's what we all do. And then we don't touch the list.
I still have that little, it's sitting up here somewhere, kind of right there. The little, well, y'all can't see it. It's like my little candy dish that's got the printed up books and folded them up. And I was like, I'm gonna select the
Oh,
book
girl, you
from
thought
the
you was on
dish.
TikTok.
I ain't read not a one of those books yet.
I'm a mood reader. Like I was telling her, I get like if I read a lot of psychological thrillers and it's really gruesome, then I need like a super sweet young A book to kind of cleanse my palate. Or if I do some sort of erotica, then I need to switch it up. Like I'm such a mood reader. I absolutely cannot plan my books out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try and then I go, oh, but I'm gonna read this one. Or, oh, this one's off hold now. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Let one of my faves release something. I'm fully distracted. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to get better at that too. Like I pre-order something and then it takes me 3 years to read it. Like, come on, girl.
oh, no, I do that too. I'm horrible about running out to buy a book and it will sit, and it could be a insanely popular book. I don't care. I bought it. I will get to it eventually. And eventually means like years from now, but it don't matter.
And be mad if Amazon doesn't bring it the day it comes out, knowing I'm not gonna read it. I'm like,
but you know,
I
some of
didn't get
those
it
books,
until
I need to get
Wednesday.
some feedback. I need like there's a couple books I'll say to y'all, like, tell me what y'all think. Because it depending on what y'all say, I might not read it. So there's a couple books that I'm like, I'll order it because on the strength of who the author is, but I need to see people who I trust their judgment, how they receive the book before I jump out there and read it. Wait, let me ask y'all this, because I know most of us have read Only for the Week. Y'all know I'm a TikTok junkie. Have y'all seen the TikTok wars where the two Black girls was dragging Only for the Week?
Wait, what? No,
Girl.
Renee, you just finished that one, huh?
Yeah.
Like
it was so
two
good.
Black girls that do like a book club or something and give their reactions, and they were like, it was terrible, hated it. And that original video, it seems to be gone, but I've seen people like put it like, you know how they could put it in the background and talk over it. So then apparently they doubled down and did like 4 more videos. And Black Book Talk is like, look, if you don't like it, cool, but you're not going to drag a Black indie author during Black History Month. So I'm telling you, the streets is hot over in Black Book Talk. They are ripping these girls
I need to go
apart.
find them.
Oh, you
I just
and
gave
one
her
girl
kudos.
said, and then some people are tagging her, like trying to uplift her, but I'm like, that's a bit much. But one girl said, when I saw that, I went to their page to see what they like, and when I saw you didn't like that or 7 Days in June, I know everything I need to know about y'all.
Yeah.
They do, like, just hearing them talk, and they seem to be kind of into dark romance and like vampire stuff. I said, oh, okay.
And that's the thing. If that's what you like,
says it all.
continue to read that. Don't go into a different genre and then just rip it to shreds. If
It wasn't for me.
If you're not
Yeah.
into lovey-dovey romance, stay away from it. But it's not
I
fair
didn't
to
see
be
those
like,
young ladies, but I was told that they were doing it just to be malicious, and Twitter or whatever took their posts down. They had like 4 of them in one day, and they made them remove. They took them down.
good. I'm glad
I
Did
think
see
they're just
something
doing that to
today
be
that
mean.
said they're gone. When I looked the other day, they weren't, but it did seem like it was clickbait or look at me type content.
That's so
But
foul.
it was like one of them said, I mean, y'all just want to be messy. Y'all weren't looking for good reading. You just wanted to be messy. But someone said, there's a Black guy that I follow who's a book talker. And he said, I really don't care. People can read what they want to read. He said, but when they led with the statement, I'll read a Black romance when I can find a good one. He said they led with the implication that Black romance isn't good anyway. He said that's when I knew not to listen. But the comebacks have been vicious. And you know, on TikTok, you click one, you get them all. So my whole For You page all week has been about these 2 Black girls dragging that book.
I would have
And
commented.
I loved it.
I would have commented on that. I'll stop reading Black romance when you find a good one.
Right, because
I
the
excited
stuff
about
they
that
would talk
romance.
about, like these vampire books, I'm like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, same.
And I'm not gonna bash it, but I'm not gonna read it.
Right.
Right.
But I was talking about that with a friend of mine. I think I shared with some of y'all. Girl I know she's writing a book, and she gave me her manuscript to read. She asked me to be one of her first readers, and I was like, absolutely. And she had a call with her editor the other day, and she shared the notes and all. And I was like, girl, this is like so eye-opening for me to see the sausage making part of it all. I said, and it's also why I don't bash books. If I didn't like it, it doesn't mean that it's not a good book. It means that it's not for me. I said, except for Life After Death. That book was trash.
That is a trash book.
You know, but like even like I said with the housemaid, I'm like, maybe not. You know, the second one, I mean, you read it, but I'm never gonna. This is
Hi,
somebody.
Bernadette.
Good night, Bernadette. This is
Hi.
somebody's hard work though, and their dream.
Yeah.
And she's an indie author. I don't
Right.
feel so bad. If I rip Colleen Hoover apart, I don't feel bad.
No.
But this,
Because
the
plenty of
black
people are
woman,
buying Colleen's book.
Exactly.
right,
She's
this
everywhere.
black woman
Walmart,
who's just
Target.
trying to get her footing, who's counting on the pennies from Kindle Unlimited, like I'm not quick to bash, or I'll say, this is not for me, and I'll tell you why I don't. Because like I don't read urban fiction anymore. So I'll say I can see why other people liked it because they like that. You know, something like that. But I try, if it's a black indie author, I just don't want to bash them.
Because it's
And
very
like
rare that Black indie authors even get a book to go as viral as her book did. Like that does
right, I'm
not
loving
happen.
seeing I love seeing people read that. And you know, I know we've talked about it. What was the Christmas book we did?
Oh, it was the Christian
Something.
author.
Make it feel like
The
Christmas.
last one.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Make it
Yeah,
feel like
and
Christmas.
I said to you guys, I felt like Only for the Week was like a spicy version of it. I love seeing people going, you know what, let me try this one. I was so happy for her to get the fanfare. And I only read it just because of Bookstagram. It was on my timeline so much. I said, I gotta see what they're talking about. And it completely lived up to the hype. And you know, like I struggle with people who will write off a book because it didn't feel like what they wanted the character to do. Like
Right.
I get into so many online battles with people who don't like, what is it called? You made a fool of me with your
Yeah.
beauty or whatever
Yeah.
that.
Made a fool of death.
Because yeah, I wanted to throw hands the entire time I read that book. I wanted to throw that book out the window. But because I felt that way, that was a damn good book. It evoked
Yes.
so much
Exactly.
emotion.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. I couldn't put it down. Like, I know she didn't. I know she not gonna mess with his
That's
daddy.
right.
And I'm like, how do you say that it's not a good book? It might not have had the
Yeah.
outcome you wanted, but
Yeah.
the way she wrote it was
Yeah.
so engaging.
Right.
And I feel that way. Like I may not have agreed, and I certainly would not have been in that position where my sister is marrying my old dude and I'm gonna just go to the wedding and be cool. It wouldn't be me. But that's what made it so good.
I think
And I just feel like people mistake not liking the outcome for it being not a good book.
I agree. And that's why I said the book made you feel something, whether it
It
was
did. That
or
makes it
whatever.
good.
Yeah, she brought those emotions out of you. And for me, that was like a well-written book to make me feel some type of way like that.
Except for Life After Death.
Yeah,
But
Life After Death, that's trash. Like
but maybe that's how we were supposed to feel.
right.
Life After Death came up in my Instagram memories the other day. I had posted the Cardi B little clip where she's going, "What was the reason?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
It come
caption
out
was
in
like,
March.
"I'm only 20." Yeah, I said, I'm
Oh,
only
yeah.
20% in, so don't spoil it for me. But let me tell you, I want my money back. But I remember I forced myself to knock it out in 2 days. I said, if I put it down, I won't finish it. And I said, I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to just read. I could not let the book beat me because I kept thinking it was going to get better, which apparently it did.
I felt the same way about Queenie. So many people were like, oh, she was stupid. She was this. I was like, and she was stupid. That was the point of the book. Like she was a young girl making dumb decisions.
But it was still good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Queenie. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
being
like
so mad
Queenie.
at Renee for picking that book, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, this is getting good." And I ended up giving it
She
4
was
stars.
an idiot. She made dumb decisions, but that was the point of the book. Like they were like, I just couldn't relate to her. Well, then you need to open your mind up a little bit more because you shouldn't have to relate to every person. I don't
Exactly.
relate to vampires or what are a lady meeting a man from 1927. Okay, like,
Right.
but it's still a good book.
I don't relate to drug dealers, but I used to love them books back in the day.
Okay.
Hello. When I
I
was
used to
posting in the
love them
group the other
books.
day that Jessica M. Watkins book, I was like, she got some good hood books. They be sucking me in now. And
I'm getting ready to
I
go
know
back to
nothing
some of
about
my
that
old.
lifestyle.
I'm going back to Wahida Clark, I think. I never did finish all of those. I think I'm gonna go back and finish them.
He said, I need a good hood read again. Okay. I need a good hood read. Look at Nosy.
Well, I will say the people who enjoyed the Ricky Wilde book, I know Tananarive Due has kind of had a resurgence with the reformatory, which I DNF'd it, by the way. I kept that to myself so y'all wouldn't judge me, but I couldn't do it. But she has a book called My Soul to Keep that I read probably 20 years ago. And that book haunts me. I will never forget it. And Ricky Wilde gives you that same feeling. There's a lot of similarities in it. So if you get on a Tananarive Due kick and decide you want to jump into her catalog, please do yourself a favor and read My Soul to Keep. And she ended up making it a series.
I'll add that one to my list. She had one on sale yesterday that was called The Between, and I bought it.
Oh, I read that recently. I reread it recently.
It was good.
I didn't love it, but it was. I think I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't my favorite though. But I
I didn't
reread it
realize
probably about a year ago.
I didn't realize she had been on a hiatus. Like I think the last book she wrote was like 2009 or something. She said 2012, something like that. Because I saw her post it yesterday, and she's already working on another book. And she was like, "Y'all lucky you got me while I'm on a roll," because usually it takes her like years. Let me see what it was.
Yeah, because My Soul to Keep and The Living Blood came out. Like I said, I probably read those like 20 years ago.
I see, but okay.
So I've been excited to see the reformatory do so well. It just wasn't something I could stomach, but I'm very excited because I think she's an amazing author, and I'm loving that people are being introduced to her work.
She said she hadn't published a novel since 2011 before the reformatory. And she just said last weekend, a couple days ago, I signed a book contract this weekend. More details later, but a couple of my recent short stories you might have read are the backstory for the new novel I'm writing.
Oh, okay.
She said, "Yo, tell everybody we're back up."
That's amazing. That's a long time, and then to come back strong like that.
Yeah, that's like 2011. That's a long
That's
time.
a long time. That's a freshman in high school. Oh, well, not freshman.
And there's a couple people I wish would come back. Like y'all remember Shaneska Jackson? She wrote No Mama's Rules and all that. Like, sis, why did you abandon us? I Google her all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Like
also, Trista Russell. She somebody made a TikTok the other day, and they said, when I'm reading a good book, I feel like I'm a fly on the wall listening to the drama. And I said to her, did you ever read Fly on the Wall by Trista Russell? She's like, I never heard of it. I said, girl, go back and read her books. Her books used to be so good, and she just disappeared one day.
Krista Russell, you said?
Trista
with a T.
Trista.
Mm-hmm. She has a book called I think it's Never Broken and Going Broke, which was really good. I reread that one recently, and I also just reread her book, Chocolate Covered Forbidden Fruit.
I was gonna say there's a chocolate something in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that came up. If you have an Audible account, where you could pick some that are free that are automatically included. That one was one of the freebies on Audible. Before I canceled my subscription, I listened to it.
Oh.
But Fly on the Wall was good, and I read Bedroom Bully when it first came out in a book club, but I haven't reread that one yet.
I read Bedroom Bully.
But I remember Shaneska Jackson. Man, I loved her books, and she just disappeared one day.
Mhm. Mhm. I wonder if she maybe, like, do you know that's her real name? Was she writing maybe an alias? And
That's what I keep hoping. Maybe I've read something else by her and she's coming back out.
Hmm.
I've noticed, I used to read, I think her name is Diane McKinney Westone. I used to read hers way back in the day, and I noticed she's gotten popular on Bookstagram recently. So I'm gonna start going back and reading her old books again.
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
her books
I
too.
wrote one last year about the older people in the retirement home getting freaky. It's hard for me to read. I'm like, oh,
What? It was old people.
it's called oh my gosh, I gotta go look and see. Hold on a second.
Our Jen.
Yes, Our Jen. That's
That's the
yep.
book that has brought her back.
Yeah.
Old people getting freaky in the nurse.
I don't
Now,
know if I want to
that
do
nursing
that.
home. I said they were in a retirement
Oh,
community.
retirement. Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad. My
Not the
bad.
They were
nursing
here.
home.
An active living retirement community. Okay, I see it on
They
here.
were in their like early 60s. And I'm like, girl, you less than 10 years younger than them. Why? I was like, I still don't want to know what they're doing. I don't want to.
But she didn't do them like, because I felt like my other book club read Terry McMillan, It's All Downhill. And I was like, she wrote these women so old and they were not, like, she made them like act like they were 95 and they were like
They're
68.
50. Yeah.
I said, no, why did she do that to these people? That one wasn't for me.
I will
That was how I
say
felt about Royal
one
Holiday.
of the things
I
about
remember you saying that,
maturing
Renee.
as a reader is accepting that Terry McMillan is not that chick. That was one of the hard things to accept as I matured as a reader.
Same. I think when we reread Stella, that made me say that. I was like,
Oh God.
So
I didn't
my little
remember Stella being that bad the first time.
but she's like 23, 24. She started reading the Terry McMillan. She was like, why were y'all going crazy for this? This is garbage. What you not gonna do?
yeah,
It was a drought.
Because
Waiting Next Hell was not bad. Stella though was like, oh my God, I can't read this.
But she was talking about disappearing acts. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, no, I love Disappearing.
Oh yeah, I like Disappearing Acts too.
That was good. Yeah.
I did then. I've never revisited to know.
We have millions of Black authors, indie authors, and stuff out here now. But back then, we didn't have a lot of Black contemporary authors. So that's why, we were like, yeah, we got something to read now. So she was like,
that's why we read Fly
those
Girl
books
by Omar
locally.
Tyree, because we didn't know no better.
Right.
We didn't have anything else to read.
You had Terry, Eric,
Yep.
Omar. You had what's the other one? BB Moore Campbell.
Yep.
Oh,
like
that was
you
my
just had a
girl.
handful.
Briscoe.
And J. California Cooper. Everybody's reading J. California Cooper.
Oh, I used to swallow them
another
books
author
up.
that
As soon as I
Monica.
couldn't get enough of her.
J. California Cooper.
There was one more. There were a few more. What?
She almost has like a guy's name, but she writes erotica.
What was that lady?
It was a
What
Wire.
looks like
and Zane.
ordinary?
Zane, there you go. Thank you. That's another one. That's
What'd you say, Asia?
What's her name? Sandra Kidd.
yes.
I used to love her books.
I can't remember that name, but yeah.
Oh, Pearl Cleage. That was the
and Pearl.
Oh,
and Pearl. Yep.
Pearl.
I just remember I used to go to the library all the time, and there was a Black librarian, and she said to me, "Come here," and she said, "You come in and you keep getting these books." She said, "There's so many more books that we have," and she gave me a handwritten list that I wrote in the margins. I've added, and I know I have it somewhere because I'm a pack rat. But that list opened my world up, and I was so appreciative of her saying. She said, "Every time we get a new Black book, I put it on this list." Because I'm like, I was sitting there slumming with Terry McMillan.
Look, had us missing because I missed and I bought it recently, the Men of Brewster Place. I was like, I didn't know there was a
Yeah,
minimum.
Gloria's name.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. I do remember reading that years ago.
I bought it. I found a copy on Amazon, like a used one, but I haven't read it yet. I need to read it.
There's so many
Yeah,
books I
there's
just want
no
to go back
ebook.
and read again. And I run out of time. That's why when I just reread The Hate You Give. And I read it twice already, but I didn't realize I'd never written a review. So I said I'm gonna read it a third time and do a review. But I'm like, I sort of feel guilty when I reread stuff because I keep thinking you could be reading something new.
There's so much to
But
read.
it felt brand new to me because it had been a few years since I read it.
I never understand people who say, I can't find a Black author for XYZ. I'm like, y'all frustrate me.
Yeah,
I can't
because you
keep
don't want to
up.
find
My
them.
list is so long, I can't keep up.
Yeah.
But you saying you can't find them. I don't understand.
And Google remains free as didn't Erica post
Girl,
that?
the rabbit hole that you can go down if you know one Black author on Amazon and you just keep clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. Like it's not that hard. It's
right. It's a lot of people that just don't want to do the work, don't want to look. And people say to me, well, give me a book recommendation. I'm like, you got to be more specific. I don't know what you're into.
Yeah, that well, in all of these book club too, when people are like, I want to read a book on, whatever. I'm like, y'all, like, I think that one of those groups the other day, so I was like, I want to read a book on leadership. Any suggestions? I'm like, can you scroll the group first? Like, can you type in leadership first and see?
Right.
Somebody else, I posted, I think it was Lovey. There's some like a 31-day challenge almost. And I posted a few of them the other day, but I posted Sadiqa Johnson, like they were like an author you always recommend to people. And so she was like, well, I like this. I was like, I don't know. I did. Like, I don't know if you will.
I mean, I'm recommending it because I liked it.
Because I like it.
I don't know what you're gonna like.
And you can try it, and it's okay to not try. Because me and Erica go back and forth about Love Belvin all the time. I'm gonna read Love Belvin. And Erica's like, I hate that lady's books. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna read every time.
I only read one book in a piece, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I hate that because her catalog. I'm assuming it's a she. The catalog is so vast that I know there's books out there I would probably enjoy, but that pastor that was into bondage and
listen, I love that book.
BDSM. I couldn't. They just could not romanticize that for me.
Who is this person?
Love Belvin.
Let me get that.
Her name is Love Belvin. I'll type it. I'll put it in.
See, and I want to read that one series she had, the Connecticut Kings, because I love CCJ, but I tapped out on the first book.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she's on my list to read for indie this month. CCJ. One, I think I might love you.
CCJ is one of your favorites, right?
Oh, I think I'm reading that one.
Isn't she one of your favorites?
That's the series with the sisters.
I don't know if I've actually finished a CCJ book ever.
Really?
I have when I looked at my catalog, I have a shit ton of her books. Like I have so many of her books, but I don't think I've actually read it. So I'm like, it's time. Erica has encouraged me, so I'm trying to add at least one indie book a month into my.
Yes, I'm on your butt, Renee. Your platform is so big that you could make such a difference.
Listen, I'm trying to push
so I've been trying to hold my tongue, but since you brought it up, my next challenge is you need to pick one of their books as a monthly book selection. That needs to be your next challenge because you would make such a difference in one of their lives to say this is our book club. And when I post that list every Monday of these are the books, I don't read most of them. I just feel like I'm the town crier. There's a lot of stuff I ain't gonna read, but you can't say you don't know it's available. Like the person who came in the group the one day and said, I didn't know there was Black romance and Zane. Ain't no way you don't know that if I'm giving you a list every Monday.
Every day.
Post those every week.
Right.
And you don't know that if you're alive and read books.
There is a good selection of indie authors that do quality work, quality storylines. Like they are automatic.
And it's relatable. and it's so relatable. When I read a book and I feel like I see myself, like I'm biased. Y'all know that Danielle Allen is my favorite, but I cannot wait for y'all to read Curvy Girl Summer, especially if you've done dating apps. She captured how awful it is to go through dating apps so well. I can't wait for y'all to read Curvy Girl Summer. There's just I love a book, you know, my safety net show or my familiar show that just brings me up is Insecure, and I love a book that gives me that feeling. And there's a lot of contemporary Black indie authors that bring that vibe. That the lingo is fresh, and they're talking about Instagram, and they're talking like we talk, and it just feels so good to feel seen because a lot of books don't make us feel seen.
And now you're making me think. Okay, that one comes out June 11th.
Curvy Girl Summer.
Yep.
And
yeah, that's her big debut.
And I think that's like one of my biggest issues too, is a lot of the indie authors don't have physical books sometimes. So it's hard, like when I'm posting, and I do a better job of posting the stuff that I'm reading, like the ebooks and stuff like that. But when it comes to the book club, I prefer to post an actual, physical copy. This one has paperback, so that might be
that's
something.
her first big publishing deal.
Okay.
The Ethic lady backed her and got her a legitimate publishing deal. So this is she has a big publisher behind her for this one.
Okay. I like it. I'm reading up on it now. It sounds good though. June 11th.
5 days before my birthday.
This is why I don't understand like how book clubs announce their picks. Like they'll do it 6 months at a time. I can't do that because like I will switch something up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something comes out or something, I catch wind of something and somebody says this is good, and I will flip a book so quickly and change what I had. Like I'll set like a temporary list just to kind of give me, but again, something like this will come up and I'm like, okay, well, that sounds good. Let me see if I can incorporate it.
Well, Danielle and I are Facebook friends if you ever want me to connect you.
Yeah, you might could get her to come on the chat and talk to us.
We haven't talked to an author in a long time.
I know. I prefer not to these days because we go on a tangent, and then sometimes it's like you can't really speak as freely on the book when the author is there, right? Like I appreciate it.
I loved your book.
Yeah, exactly. You got to put on that face like, yeah, it was great. Like
it was an interesting choice that you made.
Yeah. So it's just,
But
I don't
honestly,
tag them anymore because sometimes I won't invite them and then they'll just want to like pop on anyway. They'll see that I, oh, that tonight, and they'll just want to pop on and talk. Like, but I know.
But talking to my friend about her book process, honestly, some of the interesting choices we think they made, sometimes they didn't make them. It was the editor.
Yep.
I was on a chat the other day with Brendan Slocum, who did the violin.
Yes.
And he was saying that he wrote the second one, the Secret Symphony of Secrets. Symphony of Secrets. Yeah. He said he wrote that in like 4 months. And a total of 5 with editing and everything. And I was like, really? And then he's currently writing a book now, which is along the same lines, music and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna finish that in like 2 weeks. He was just like, oh, I don't know if that's a dig or a compliment. And so I had to go in the chat and like, no, it's totally a compliment. Like, I just don't know how you wrote something so brilliant in 4 months' time. Like, you were cranking it.
That Violent Conspiracy, I was just
That's my favorite.
all the way in. He is being added to my list like S.A. Cosby. It's
I loved
S.A. Cosby might be my boyfriend like Keela likes Jason.
my man.
Adam was narrating. Oh my God.
Not life, it's love.
Method Man is my real boyfriend, but he might be my book boyfriend. And Adam is my narrating boyfriend.
Oh yeah, because he does a lot of S.A.
Does it all, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get the audio. Adam's doing it.
Young and the Restless.
You know that I can't think of that other name he goes by, but Jacoby Diem.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
didn't know that he had so many books that he narrates, but when it's more of a mainstream book or a white author, he goes by JK something. But when it's like Christina C. Jones or somebody, then he goes by Jacoby. I didn't know he had such an expansive catalog.
That's hilarious.
Oh, because you know what it was? I read listened to a book about Bo Jackson, which was phenomenal. And I gave it to my ex, who's a huge baseball fan. And he said, I keep feeling like I know the narrator's voice. And so when I Googled it, it brought up that it was Jacoby Diem. And I'm like, oh, I know his voice too. But I know him when he's doing smut, when he's doing some Alexandria House. I didn't realize when he does mainstream, he just uses a different name.
Wow.
That's interesting. I mean, the publishing world is just all together. Like, who was it that was it Sadiqa? It was one of them that we talked to, and she was saying how we were asking about the cover choices. Like her books used to have, no, it wasn't Sadiqa, who was it? Her books used to have like the real people on them, but then they started putting the cartoon people on them.
I feel like
I say that.
Was it?
You didn't have Farrah on, but I feel like Farrah Rashawn said that for sure.
But somebody
said
did
that
tell
at
us
a book
that.
club meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was some.
It
a
was.
chat.
Now I'm gonna go back and look at her.
I don't remember who, but she was saying that was like, because a lot of us were like, yeah, if it's got real people in the front, I'll be like, it's urban, it's a Harlequin, it's a whatever.
No books with Fabio on it.
Well, you know who book covers is pissing me off lately? Kennedy Ryan. I don't know
They
why
You were gonna say that.
They have
play
no
with
rhyme
her like
or
this.
reason. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the relaunch, like of all the ones she's doing?
All the
With the
relaunch
baby
covers
hair.
have been her.
The baby
Why
hair.
is these flowers? What are these flowers on a sports book? What is
Oh,
these
yeah.
flowers?
These flowers.
Is that like Hookshot and all of them? They've been really.
Yes, they have flowers on the cover now. What is this? And then the re-release or whatever's gonna come out for Before I Let Go, the baby hair down to the eyebrow. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Was it
See,
Dolan?
the more y'all talk about her, the less likely it is I'm gonna read one of her books. I have no Kennedy
Read
Ryan
the
book
book.
in
No,
my belt.
the books are good.
You know, I have
can
a
read the
love
book.
hate. It's very love hate going on right now with
I only did, what is it called? Coming Home. That Audible one. That's the only thing I've read by her, listened to by her. I haven't read anything else by her.
I need to go look. As I was looking back, like, do I have it? I do have Before I Let Go in hard copy. I'm like, right underneath it is one of those library books I checked out in December. I'm like, yeah, you just need to go ahead and take that back. And I've renewed it like 6 times now. When I renewed it the other day, they were like, this is your last renewal. Like, fine.
Jess, was that author Dolan Perkins Valdez?
Yeah, but no, was it her? Did she write romance? Maybe it was her.
I'm
Renee is looking
out because I'm sitting here scrolling and I can't pinpoint.
I'm doing a search for where I have the author was attending.
Somebody told us that we were like.
I remember because we were talking about it before they even got on.
And maybe it was. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Dolan. It was somebody who has written romance.
Now I know Farrah Rashawn has done that. Like all of hers used to have real humans, and now it's gone to the more illustrated stuff. But
I feel like it was
because
Sadiqa had romance novels, didn't she?
She had a couple.
Oh, you know who it was? You know who it was? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my god! Hold on, I've got it. In my head. Give me a second.
The drama.
Like I can picture. I know exactly who you're talking about now, but I can't.
I did the meeting in the car, so I can see myself in the car listening because I was out to dinner with some coworkers, but I can't remember who it was.
Go back and read. Jamie? No, it's not Jamie. Sorry, this is gonna kill me because I know that this has to be.
Wasn't fair.
I'm gonna have to go back.
I'm looking. Was it 20? It must have been 2020 then.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have been in a restaurant in 2020.
Oh, this is true. Huh? Was it 22? Maybe it was 20 because you didn't start Zoom until 20. Maybe it was 22. Let me see.
But see, I still have Instagram live stuff on there. That's what I'm trying to say. Rabbit. It wasn't. Make it feel
Jamie
like
Wesley? Was it Jamie?
Exactly. That's why I said
That's
Jamie.
who it
Okay.
was. That's who it was. Fake it
Jamie
till
came
you bake
and talked to us about fake it till you make it. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
She
okay.
Because
Okay.
I feel like I bought more of her books because she was telling us
After
about
that,
her older
yeah.
stuff.
That's who it was. Okay.
And I said Jamie too, and I was
You
like,
did.
wait.
You sure did.
I feel like I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
still, but yeah, I think that might have been.
I think it was because we were like, we didn't know you had other books before. And and that's what it was. We went back and we looked at them, we were like, oh, but these had like real people on the cover.
Yeah.
Okay. There was her.
Sadika did have romance before too when you
She
asked, is
did.
she? Because I think I mentioned to you, I read a book by her years ago, never made a connection, but the theme of the book about a long distance relationship, it always stuck in my head. And I was going through something on my Goodreads one day and I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize she wrote it. And I read this book at like 17, 18 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called something like Love in a Carry-On Bag.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I bought, they've been on the Kindle sales. I bought that one, and it's another one that I can't remember. Haven't read
Something about the house
before.
from the second house from the corner
Yes,
or something
second
like that.
house. Yeah.
That one's very good. I think I caught that on Chirp Books. I go in there and see if I can get stuff on sale. And I think I did the audio for that about a year ago, and I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't so much romance though. It was like contemporary fiction.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of that book. I think it was called, what was that book? The Kind Lie, something like that.
The Kindest Lie.
The Kindest Lie. It reminded me of that book.
Oh, okay, I like that one.
Yeah, it gave the same sort of feeling, at least for me. It wasn't like the same theme, but the same feeling.
Yeah, I need to stop shopping the library on Tuesdays and shop my Kindle. But
Yeah,
I can't help it. I can't help it.
No, I need you to keep shopping and because
And
I had
reminding
forgotten about RuPaul, completely and totally forgotten about it until you
Well,
mentioned
I didn't, but then I saw him pop up and I was like, oh, I thought this was coming out way later than this. I don't know. But I didn't even go to Libby. I was like, girl, you got 13 checked out and 15 on hold. Just stop. Like you can't. Cut it out.
I don't stop myself because I'll download the Kindle and then turn the book back in. So I got like probably 20 Kindle books.
I'm gonna have to turn.
So sad. So sad.
It really is.
I even went through during Black History Month. I was like, okay, I'm getting rid of all of the non-Black authors and that'll cut it down. I turned like one book in.
Hilarious.
Oh, y'all.
And see, yesterday I told y'all I was like, okay, I finished the book for this month, but I hadn't finished Leslie. So I was like, I'm gonna read Leslie. I've got time. I ended up reading the newest B.A. Paris book and finished that. I'm like, you know what? See, this is what happened.
Yeah, I pre-ordered, what is it, The Partner Plot, and I was getting ready to open it when it released, but then I was like, I'm not gonna remember it for the meeting. So I have to now remind myself to read it closer to our meeting.
That's what I usually wait until the end, but I didn't want to read.
I couldn't stop myself.
I need to finish the Frenchie one. I got that.
I haven't started that one yet.
When does that come out
again? It was
Pardon My Frenchie or something. I forgot I got that one too.
Oh yeah, I got about 10 arcs that I haven't.
All these free for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
That one comes out June 4th. Damn, June and July just gonna be
hot.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'll be ready. I was
definitely gonna be a summer of romance.
Oh, I'm so excited. I was sitting at the week for some of you. Well, we had a women's leadership conference this week. The organization I'm in, and I'm the president of the organization. I'll be done in June. And they were like, well, so what are you going to do with yourself? And I had a scarf that I had around my head when I walked in because it was raining. And I laid the scarf out on the table. I started folding it. I was like, this kind of stuff I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be folding scarves. Like, I'm not gonna have anything to do, and I can't wait. Reading and folding scarves. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do a thing. Excited about it.
Damn, we've been on here for 1 hour and 40 minutes, y'all. Time
Well,
flies. Having fun.
if Leslie can go for 17 hours, we can go.
I've been reading that book since November. I started listening to that book in November, and then when they said it was the book, I was like, well, let me slow down. It took me forever because I have to do it in chunks. Remember, I told y'all for a while I had to stop listening to it at night because she was amping me up too much. I was like, I can't go to bed. But I finally got through it all. It was good. I enjoyed it. Great choice. What's our next one? Partner plot.
Yeah,
Partner
partner plots.
Is that a sequel?
Yes.
Yes, to the
sister's books.
The Neighbor Favor.
Yeah, the Neighbor Favor.
Okay, I did read that one.
Read that the year before last year, the year before
last year.
Last year?
That was last year.
It was just last year.
Yeah, because I know I did an arc for that one, and I think I finished it in January of 2023.
Yeah, we read that book a year ago. I guess, yeah. It came out March of last year.
Did it really?
I mean, we read it in March of last year. So it must have come out in February. So
It didn't feel like it's been that long. Okay.
2023, we read the Davenports and then the Neighbor Favor, Their Eyes Are Watching God, Memorial Drive.
Man, time flies.
It really does.
I feel like then that means it was a good one because I still remember it. Like, I remember those emails in the beginning. I was just like, and I'm like, I was halfway through the book.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the partner plot because I love her as a YA author.
Yes.
The Neighbor Favor is my least favorite book by her, and I liked it, but I think her YA was so much better. So I'm glad to see her get some more mainstream attention because she's a phenomenal author.
I don't know if I've read any of her.
Yeah, I don't think I knew she was a YA author. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
I think I did. The
I'm
covers
a sucker for like a boy next door, super sweet, like where the boy in the book is super lovable.
Oh yeah.
And she writes her books so lovable. Like I want to be where you are, and now that I found you, both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, chef's
like
kiss.
you've probably seen the covers because they've been circulating.
I'm gonna have to go look it up.
I think you've seen the covers before. I haven't read any. I think I own these, but I have not read them yet, so I need to bump those up.
Yeah, and like I said, I like the Neighbor Favor, but her other books I love. So it was a little bit of a letdown for me, but I went in with an open mind, and I pay a little bit more attention when I got to write an arc review. So I did give it the time and attention, but her YA books were so good that I'm just really glad she's picking up more steam and getting new fans.
You also put me on to Elise Bryant too. I love her YA. I still need to
read sucker for her too.
Yeah. I think you encouraged me because I had like her first book, and the first two are really good. I still need to read Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling. I actually have the audiobook on hold right now. But it's just stuff keeps coming off. So I keep postponing.
Yeah.
I think I bought those and haven't read them either. Because of y'all,
really
it's y'all's fault.
Look.
My bad.
I'm like, I don't even have, they are stacked vertically now. Like, that is sad. And all that cleaning, I did all that cleaning this summer, and no, it's no better. I got to do another purge.
Listen, it could be crack. So
it could.
That's what I say too, Eric.
It could. This is paying, well, crack, I was going to say, this is probably paying for some child's education, but crack could pay for education too. But you're right. Some drug dealer's kid is going to school and doing very well.
Yeah, somebody got to be Stringer Bell. Everybody
That's
can't
right.
be
That's
Avon.
right. Oh, you said Stringer Bell. I might go restart the wire. I need to go watch Love is Blind.
Yes, yes, you do.
I need to go do that.
I'm not getting sucked into another show.
No, don't.
I am
don't.
down to one show because I DVR like one or two things. I'm down to just the reunion of Married to Medicine, and then I don't have any TV to commit to.
What? I could never.
Me neither.
Girl, outside of a little football, I don't. It like once I got away from it, but I have a girlfriend that we talk about reality TV, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't watch those either. But we do Married to Medicine and Basketball Wives, and so now we're just there's two more installments of the Married to Medicine reunion.
And they get
until The Chi comes back on. Now, I do watch The Chi, so
I forget. Yeah,
I'll start watching that in
You be
May.
talking trash the whole time.
I'm about to say you'll be complaining about.
And
on episode 6, season 3.
I used to just come out and just post my thoughts, but so many people DM me like, "When you gonna say what you thought?" So then I just started making it more formal. I used to do the same with Insecure. I would do I would wait till Monday, make a post. I'm like, okay, everybody watch. And so now people are like, I can't wait for us to talk about The Chi. So I feel like
That's how I started following Lovey, because she would talk about Scandal. She would do that Scandal recap every week.
I actually love The Chi, but I look for your posts so I can laugh.
Exactly.
I love the
comments
show.
are so funny.
Absolutely love it. But the comments are so funny.
So funny. So I'm like, even if I don't want to watch, I have to. When I tell you people are so serious about it, somebody sent me their login because I made a post that I couldn't watch it because I used to watch it through Amazon Prime and it wasn't letting me do it this year. And somebody DM'd me, he was like, here's my Paramount Plus. So I was like, I guess I gotta post because he didn't gave me his login.
You need to do BMF.
I've not.
There's
I'm
my
not
I'm taking away
against
from your
it.
read time.
But see, and that's the thing, like there's shows that I don't know about until I see it on social media, but I'm so far behind that I think about how long it's going to take me to binge to get caught up, and then I won't do it.
And this is season 3.
Or like right now, I'm back to watching Insecure. I just go back to the same shows I've watched a million times.
Yeah, that's me with Being Married.
Which is how.
Been 3 times, and I'm gonna watch it again.
Oh, I used to be hooked on it, but I never finished it. The last season, when she was like, when she moved to New York or something, it just got so weird for me. I felt lost. I stopped watching it.
I have watched it all the way through 3 times, and the last time was sometime last year, and I will probably watch it again this year.
What show is this? I missed that.
Being Mary Jane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely loved the first few seasons of that. With Richard Roundtree with his fine self. R.I.P.
Oh,
yes.
Sure.
He was fine to the day he died. That man was beautiful.
He was.
He really was. I was loving seeing him still acting.
Yes.
Age as being a seasoned actor.
Okay, that's a great pause.
I guess that's the end. Gone an hour and 45 minutes.
I love it.
Me too. Well, thank y'all as always.
Happy birthday! Oh, happy birthday, Keela.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Coming up.
Yeah, I celebrate the whole month, so it's all good.
Happy
Team Pisces.
Exactly.
When's your birthday, Keela?
March 17th.
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Day, baby.
Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the mug that I had in my video today that says "You are awesome" or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the person that sent it to me, she actually bought me a mug that has like a checklist and it says like are you 40? And it says, yes, no, bitch, I might be. And that's what she sent me. They sent me that awesome mug instead. And I was still appreciative as hell for it because I'm like, oh, it's cute. It's like pink and it's got a heart on the inside and stuff. And so I posted it and tagged her in it. And she was like, the fuck Amazon doing? She's like, that's not what I bought. And when I looked at like the gift receipts, sure enough, it said like 40 something, something, something. I
How
didn't
did
even
they do
that.
that?
No, I mean it's the same exact like I guess mug design with the heart and the colors and everything. The wording is
You just said
just
the wrong one.
different.
That's
Yeah. So
crazy.
she's like, keep that mug. You know, she's like, someone just I guess you needed to know that you're awesome. So she's like, keep that mug and I'll get you. So she's getting me a glass tumbler that says the bitch I might be. I just chose a different cup. So
I got I ordered a rug from Wayfair one time and it didn't fit. I sent it back and then they sent me the same rug again. I didn't reorder it. And I called and I was like, I'm trying to figure out what to do. And the lady was clicking and stuff. And she was like, wait, so what happened? I told her finally, she said, ma'am, just keep that. I don't even know how to tell you to send it back to me.
Amazon's been tripping lately though. She said that was the second time that they messed up their order. I ordered Tinley a water bottle yesterday. They're supposed to be there by 8:45 last night. Then it said 8 o'clock this morning and it still hasn't arrived. Like, so I don't know.
Amazon has been terrible. And I was going through my budget for the month and saw that mine was due to renew. And I said, I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna see if I can go 2 months and see what life is like without Prime, because I've had Prime forever. So if y'all see me acting like a crackhead in the streets, it's because I don't have my Prime for the next 2 months. But I started paying for Walmart Plus because I get my groceries delivered.
Yep.
And Amazon changed it where it used to be you got free delivery over $35. It's not free until it's $150 now.
Wow.
So I use Walmart for almost everything now because I'm paying a monthly fee. And so I text Leah, I said, hey girl, we're not gonna have Prime Video after this week. And you know, I don't have any streaming services because I don't watch TV. So that was the only streaming service we have. And she started asking, well, how much is it? Like she gonna pay. Girl, relax.
I will find a way.
So I would try it for a month or two, see what life is like without Amazon Prime. But that $139, I'm like, what am I getting? And one of my friends said hers renewed the other day and it came out to $150.
I thought it was more than that.
Right.
Yeah. It's showing me that effective the 8th, Friday, is saying that if I renew, it's gonna be $139.
See, I just be buying stupid shit on Amazon, so I know I'll get rid. Like today, it was like, oh, I need hand sanitizer. So rather than just go up to Kroger, I'm like, I'll order it on Amazon.
That's why I keep my
See, I do that all day. But with me paying for Walmart Plus, Walmart does the exact same thing.
And
like
there's
if I tell them, no, because I pay for Walmart Plus. I don't have to pay for shipping.
Because I buy
and
groceries.
There's no minimum.
I buy groceries on a weekly basis from Walmart. So I'm already using the service, but I'm just trying to figure out if the Walmart Plus is worth it for what is it?
Like for Christmas, my girls' matching pajamas didn't come. And so it was like Christmas Eve. I'm like, oh crap, I need pajamas for them.
Yeah.
And they delivered them. Like right then they went to the Walmart on Memorial and brought pajamas. But I'll do random stuff like you know, like you said, like hand sanitizer and things like that, where I don't want it like in an hour where they're going to charge you. I'll just say like, just ship it. And there's no shipping fee because I'm paying for Walmart Plus. And I think I pay $12.99 a month. And they come and they hang it on my door. Sometimes it's not in a bag. They just leave it right by the door. It's a little ghetto, but it's faster because Amazon Prime is not priming like it used to.
Yeah.
So
I think I saw
stick to
something.
Walmart for a minute.
I think I saw something where they said an employee stole like $8 million or something. So Amazon might be kind of like trying to figure things out right now.
Wow.
That's not even a drop in the bucket in how much they make.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're charging now for commercial free. The grocery delivery is not free anymore. They got rid of Amazon Smile, which I used a lot. And I'm just like, I don't want to be bothered with y'all. So for right now, I'm gonna just stick to Walmart for the next 2 months and see how that goes.
Now, the one thing they have stepped up is that try before you buy. It used to take like 2 weeks for that stuff to get here. But now, like I ordered a dress the one I wore yesterday for the conference, I ordered 2 sizes because I was like, I'm gonna try before I buy. And I'm gonna try on the one and I'm sending the one back that doesn't fit. But it came in like 2 days. That try before you buy used to take forever because I figure, well, don't take my money out of my account until I see if either one of them works. So I'm
I
sending
need
another
to
one
do
back
that
tomorrow.
because I've been stuck with a lot of dresses that I paid for up front and then I don't send them back.
Yep.
And if I know, okay, they're not going to charge me, that'll entice me to actually just drive 5 minutes over there to the UPS store.
I've done that a lot. I'll get things and like if it's a brand I've never worn before, and I'll just get several sizes of it and see which one works and just send the other ones back.
The one thing Amazon has sucked me into is they use Affirm. So like I bought a really nice set of luggage, a 3-piece set, and I've been paying it monthly. And I'm like, I just have to give these things up.
Man, I even buy my soap on Amazon because
everything.
It's just so convenient. I'm sitting there today like, oh, we don't have dryer sheets. Go to Amazon. So we're about to see if I can survive it.
No, if I don't need it right this minute and I can afford to get it tomorrow or the next day, I'm like, okay, I need light bulbs. Let me order on Amazon. It just is so easy and convenient.
And I will delay it to get a digital credit and put it on my ebooks. Like, I don't need it today. I can wait till Friday. Give me my $3 credit. Thank you. All right, we really need to go now. Good night.
Phone's blowing up.
That's what we're eating. I had to take y'all off so I could eat.
Look, good night. They just showed up. I like to have Jimmy John's on book clubs.
All right, ladies. Hope y'all have a great evening. Thanks for joining in. See you later.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.